So for PC Building Simulator, I just got a new request that I actually need to be building a PC. So the first thing I want to do is pick up the job and make sure I assign it to the correct point. And then I need to grab the case and everything. So that way I can work on it here. So I already removed the side panel a little bit ago. But we're going to want to move the PSU shroud so that way we can put that in as well as all the drive bay. So we can put in the shen. We can't fit that. Let's see. I already have that in. Cool. Well, in that case, I forgot I put that in beforehand. This case already has fans and everything in it. So next thing we want to do is install the motherboard. We have to first install the pins for the motherboard to actually attach to. That way it actually keeps the case kind of modulable. If you can see here, 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 those are all points where you could put the pins in. That would make it so you can have a bigger motherboard. And I'm just screwing in all of the pins to keep it in place. Now that we have all this in place, we're going to open it up and put in Intel Core i3, install the CPU, and close it. Now we're going to need memory. They want 16 gigabytes of memory, and they didn't have a preference for what they wanted. So I'm going to give them G-Skills Fortress after we open the memory clips. Oh, the other one is incompatible. So because the other one is incompatible, I'm going to have to remove this one. The main reason they're incompatible is just because this one's a 2133 megahertz and the other one's a 2400. And you need RAM to run at the exact same speed as each other or else it doesn't work. So let's do team group then. I didn't want to use team group originally because team group is normally the one that people request more often than not. So if anything, I wanted to avoid it, but it's okay for using it for this. Then afterwards, we're going to need storage for the actual unit. They wanted 500 gigabytes. However, first, in order to access it, you can't access it from this side. So we're just going to remove this full case part. And with this removed, we can open up the drive bay, go to storage, and install the HHD. Then afterwards, we can close the drive bay. And that should be all we need to do back there. So we can put back on that side panel, that's the wrong side panel. We can put back on this side panel. Beautiful. Now we need a graphics card. They didn't have a preference for which one, so I'm going to go a little bit lower end just to keep the budget lower. So let's remove the PCI lock. This will let us remove these grills right here, or case ports, and that just lets us install the actual graphics card. So I don't know how many we need, just to make sure that I don't mess up how much we need. I'm just going to do this. Overcompensate a little bit, but that's okay. And then we'll need to put one back in. Normally they only need 2 for bigger graphics cards, but I didn't know which position it was going to be in, whether it was going to be up here or down here. So after we screw all this in, we need to make sure everything is hooked up properly. So we're going to want to connect the SATA up to the motherboard so that way to access it. We're going to want to connect this to the PSU so that way it has power. Both of these need to be connected to the PSU. You can either do a 4-pin, it's either like a 6-pin or a 12-pin connector, I believe. In this case, it was just multiple 6 pins, which works fine. Hook up the fan to the motherboard, and then make sure we connect the case and all of its fans up here. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I need to just put in thermal paste, put in a USB drive, so that way the OS is fully installed, and attach the rest of the cables. I'm sure there's something I'll remember that I completely missed in a minute, but for now, I believe that's it. It looks like it's booting up okay right now. It's bootstrapping, and hopefully this should be everything, so long as it boots this, and I can boot the OS. So the final thing we need to do is to put on the PSU shroud first. And after we put on the PSU shroud, we want to put on, oh, I didn't see that last screw. That's my bad. I thought the game froze for half a second. And then afterwards, all we have to do is put on the side panel, screw all these in, and once that is done, that is a PC completely done. And then we'll just put this here with all of these other completed PCs. And then we just need to go to my email to let them know that everything is good. So, anyways, that's what I've been working on.